What if having a private dermatology practice wasn't just about staying busy or surviving, but about finding genuine peace of mind, real purpose, and the kind of profits that sustain your dreams? Imagine waking up knowing your work has meaning, your patients feel truly cared for, and your clinic's financial health gives you the freedom to serve in your own way, without the stress of constant competition and burnout. Today, I want to share some tough lessons that my wife, Dr. Mercy, and I learned with the hopes that it will speed up your journey as a dermatology private practice owner. Through trial and error, we stumbled on a few lessons that have helped our private dermatology practice, Lilly Dermatology, which was founded in 2018, and we hope you can learn from our mistakes. So let's get started. We're going to start with 3 quotes that explain why you should figure out what your unfair advantage is. First, let's start with the quote from Silicon Valley icon Peter Thiel. He says, "Competition is for losers. When people compete, somebody loses. So go where you're the only one." Thiel teaches us that in business, most people fight for a slice of the same limited pie. They copy each other's ideas, chase trends, and squeeze margins until no one truly wins. But the greatest leaders, the true change makers, play a different game entirely. They invent their own category, deliver something only they can deliver, and as a result, their fulfillment is inevitable. They're not in a race, they're soloists performing a piece that only they know how to play. Next, let's look at something quietly powerful from Thomas J. Watson Sr., the legendary IBM CEO, and he says, "I'm no genius, I'm smart in spots, but I stay around those spots." Watson's brilliance wasn't trying to beat his rivals across every field. It was in a deep, honest self-awareness, knowing where his strengths truly lie and focusing relentlessly on those areas. He didn't waste time trying to be everything to everyone. He was all right being brilliant in just a few things, and here's the key, he built his business around those spots and found meaning by refusing to leave those spots. This brings us to Ash Ali, the author of The Unfair Advantage. Ali's foundational idea is simple. Your unfair advantage is your leverage. We all have unique strengths, backgrounds, or assets, things that come easier to us or place us in the right spot at the right time. Maybe it's our way with people, a knack for branding, a surgical skill, or a network that opens doors. These are our unfair advantages, the ones that nobody else can copy. Ali's lesson is clear. Lean in. Make your practice about these advantages and set your practice up to capture lasting gratification. So your practice moves from competing to dominating. See, when you knit these principles together, here's the thesis. Deep achievement in private medical practice isn't about fighting tooth and nail in crowded markets. It's about identifying specific games where you have a distinct advantage and then playing those games and only those games obsessively. Forget competing on someone else's terms. Build your practice so unique, so tailored to your strengths that competition becomes irrelevant. Now, when we started our private practice, we never asked, where does our unfair advantage lie? And this led to more stress, more struggle, and more financial loss than we needed to endure. If we would have knew to ask ourselves these following 3 questions, it would have saved us a ton of heartache. We hope that these 3 questions give you clarity and save you the same pain and struggle that we had to go through. Support for the DermBiz Show comes from EasyDerm. If you're a dermatologist or part of a dermatology practice, you know how critical it is to have tools that make your workflow seamless. EasyDerm is revolutionizing dermatology with its intuitive EHR solutions, designed specifically to simplify your practice operations and give you more time to focus on patient care. Their system isn't just easy to use, it's built with dermatologists in mind, making it the perfect choice for practices looking to streamline and grow. Want to learn more? Head over to EasyDerm.com to see how they can help you elevate your practice to the next level. And here's a little insider tip. Tell them the DermBiz Show sent you. Also, before we jump back in, here's a quick reminder to make sure you're connected with us on all of our other social media platforms. We share other content on those platforms that's going to help you
grow and build your private practice. We believe that we need more doctors in leadership positions in private practice ownership, and we believe that our content is going to help you get to where you need to go. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on all those platforms. All right, thanks for listening, and another big shout out to EasyDerm. Now let's get back to the show.
So let's talk about how to find your competitive advantage. Your own competitive advantage lies at the intersection of these 3 questions. It's where your natural strengths, market needs, and long-term commitment overlap. A sweet spot that sets your practice apart and helps you create more impact, satisfaction, and results for everyone involved. Question number 1, what are you naturally good at? What do people around you compliment you on most often? Maybe it's your people skills. Patients leave your office feeling reassured, heard, and empowered like nowhere else. Maybe you're a master communicator. Your bedside manner is memorable and just off the charts. Maybe you're the best in your city at a technique or procedure. Or maybe it's leadership. Maybe your leadership inspires your team to overperform. Or maybe you have a knack for high volume clinics without sacrificing quality. Whatever it is, identify what comes easiest for you, but is tough for others. These are your smart spots. Don't chase every trending procedure or promotional tactic. Instead, double down on your core strengths and make them the foundation of your practice's core offering. Early on, we didn't realize that we weren't naturally good at managing people. We knew we didn't enjoy managing people. We hired folks who needed lots of hand-holding and constant guidance. Without being able to provide the high-touch management they needed, we experienced periods of high turnover, team members left, and our office culture suffered. We learned that for us, strong team building comes from recruiting naturally talented, self-motivated people who thrive with a clear example, not requiring endless supervision. Now we focus on recruitment over intensive training. Question number 2, is the market underserved? Ask yourself what your current and potential patients longing for that no one else gives them or doesn't give them enough of. Is it shorter wait times for appointments? Is it after hours or weekend appointments? Is there a demand for product recommendations or skincare regimens or minor procedures that local competitors ignore? Fulfillment comes from spotting where there's a latent demand, a hole in the market that matches up perfectly with your strengths. This is where you transform your practice from a commodity provider into an essential destination. After completing our build out in the expiration of my wife's covenant not to compete, we stopped traveling to several of our satellite locations. For 4 years, our patients had consistently scheduled appointments with us at those sites, clearly demonstrating demand for our presence. But with the mindset of, if we build it, they will come, we thought our clinics would thrive without our continued travel. Instead, our appointment numbers declined drastically. Only then did we realize the necessity of continuing to travel. Our patients' loyalty was earned through our willingness to meet them where they were. We eventually resumed travel to our satellite locations, restoring those patient relationships. And question number 3, what can you commit to continuously learning and improving in for the next decade? What skill, service, or method can you see yourself not just repeating, but consistently refining and elevating over the next 10 years without burnout or losing interest? Sustainable gratification comes from relentless growth and ongoing mastery. It isn't about doing the same old thing, but about choosing an area where lifelong learning and continuous improvement fuel your motivation and impact. We invested heavily into equipment and training for cosmetic service, large area liposuction, that my wife, Dr. Mercy, never really enjoyed performing. The procedure caused physical exhaustion, muscle tightness, and fatigue. Despite the promise of profit, it simply was not sustainable long term. We learned that no matter how lucrative a procedure could be, it has to fit your overall passion and capacity for ongoing learning and improvement. In conclusion, Stephen Bartlett says in Diary of a CEO, the biggest mistake is playing someone else's game. The message is clear. Build your private practice around what nobody else can do, what comes naturally to you, what the market generally needs, and what you can do for a long time. Don't waste another year in a war of attrition. Find your unfair advantage, own it, and double down. Let others battle while you build something truly timeless, something deeply fulfilling, and something personally meaningful. If this video resonated with you, here's what you need to do next. Ask yourself those 3 questions. The answer to those 3 questions will give you a picture of what your unfair advantage is. And once you find your unfair advantage, stick to it and continually refine it. And that's a wrap for this episode of the DermBiz Show. We hope you found today's discussion insightful and packed with value to help you navigate the challenges of running your private practice. We'd love to hear from you. Is there a specific topic you'd like us to cover or a question you want answered? Reach out to us at thedermbiz@gmail.com or drop us a message on social media. Your input helps us tailor the show to what matters most to you and your practice. Speaking of social media, don't forget to follow us on all of our platforms for updates, bonus content, and tips to keep your practice running smoothly. And of course, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in today, and we can't wait to have you join us again the next time. Until then, take care, keep thriving, and we'll see you the next time on the DermBiz Show.